Hello and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
I'm Erin.
And I'm Dylan.
And this is the Getawayz Podcast. I am so excited to talk about today's topic.
Yeah, we brought Dylan in because this is one of his favorite things.
Of course, yeah.
Do you want to tell us what it is, Dylan?
European theme parks.
And what's cool is that we all have very different taste at a theme park, right?
Yeah.
Dylan, you're all about what?
Like the speed, adrenaline, all that stuff, you know?
Right?
And I like the creepy haunted houses and the ones that...
The lame stuff.
Yeah, I like the slow stuff. I used to like roller coasters, and then I had a baby, and then all of a sudden I'm terrified of them.
And I'm kind of in the middle because I love a good roller coaster, but I also love like a little kids ride sometimes.
I love little kids' rides.
Oh, I know.
All right. So we've actually been to quite a few. Should we just start by listing them all off?
Do you want me to just say them, and then you guys can talk about what you loved?
Sure.
All right, so let's start with Efteling here in the Netherlands.
Right, which is about an hour outside of Amsterdam. I don't know if there's a train, though. Do you have to drive?
I think you might have to, yeah.
Okay. All right, Dylan, what were your favorites about Efteling?
I mean, it was pretty fun. A lot of good stuff there.
Like what?
The dropper was good. The one that goes straight down, Red Baron.
Red Baron, yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the male one?
Symbolica?
Symbolica.
Oh, Symbolica.
So you liked the Baron 1898, right?
Yeah, that was cool. It went straight down, which I liked. But it was also quite short.
It was short.
And that one at the end that we did at the end, the haunted one, was called Dance Macabre.
That was really fun, yeah.
And that was brand new.
That was brand new. And that one had a longer line than anywhere else, but it was not crowded either time that we've been there.
But it was cool.
Yeah.
Because you sit in like seats, and so you think that you're just seeing like a visual show that has some 4D stuff, but it is way more than that.
It's really fun, and they do the music really nicely, and that's a highly recommend.
And we like the food there. It's really inexpensive, and they've got a nice selection.
It's really tasty.
But my favorite part is the storybook aspects to it, like the nursery rhyme.
And that part in the middle where you walk through the fairy tales. That's my favorite part of the park.
No, I love that.
So Dylan, what do you like in there?
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I really like this, the trash cans they have at the end. This big fat kid that sucks up all the trash and like tells you, that was delicious. But what was your favorite part?
I like where you put the coin in and the donkey poops out a gold nugget, right?
Yeah.
It's a golden coin.
The golden coin.
There's a lot of weird stuff at this park, but it's all like just sort of charming and storybook. And I mean, in the fairy tales, what's so funny about them is most of them are so dark.
Yeah.
But it's still, and they have like these little places where you read what the actual nursery rhyme is or fairy tale is, and then there's the display. And it's all in this little forest in the middle of the theme park. Like it's really Dutch, but really, really cool.
But I think they're all Grimm's fair. Like it's Rapunzel, it's Rumpelstiltskin, Little Red Riding. It's all ones people know.
It's the origins of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in America, we didn't always learn the like really dark.
One thing I remember I really liked was the secret ride that like I didn't even know about at the very back of it.
The Swan?
Yeah. At the very, very back, you have to go from like some sketchy door, not even open to the public, and then you get to this tiny little ride where it's one small loop where you sit on a swan, and that's it.
And we were the only ones there that knew about it, which we just happened to find.
Yeah. It's definitely a cool, interesting, and the legend is that that's where Walt Disney got his inspiration. Don't know if that's true or not.
Well, the Dutch legend, because then the Denmark legend is Tivoli in Copenhagen,
But you can see where their inspiration could come from there because it's very fairy tale theme, very storybooky.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so let's move on to Gardaland in Italy.
Which is Italy's biggest amusement park, right? Right near Lake Garda and kind of the north of Italy.
And it has a lot more roller coasters than Efteling.
Oh, for sure.
But it's still a good mix of family and roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure. And they have playgrounds, too, for little kids and, I mean, sort of all ages, too, right?
And what I can say about Gardaland, it is in Italy, so the food is so good.
Yeah, I mean, food's really good. It's a little more pricey than something like Efteling, for sure. But I really like it. It's fun. I don't know if I prefer it more than Efteling, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also been a while since we've been to Gardaland, but I mean, I love Efteling.
What was that ride you loved and you got the sweatshirt from it?
I don't know. I don't really remember a lot of rides. It's just been a while.
It was the one, it was kind of up on the hill.
Was it the Raptor roller coaster?
Oh, yeah, definitely the Raptor.
Yeah.
They have a Peppa Pig Land, which is good for the little ones, you know?
Well, yeah, and we did it when you were not so little because it's super cute. And we like that pancake area. Remember, you would like serve breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of cute stuff there. And when we say that it's a little bit more. Did you say it was more expensive than?
A little bit. Not that much, though.
But in general, with the exception of Euro Disney, all of the parks are nowhere near Disneyland prices. They are all, admission is never, but that was also a few years ago,
No.
a person.
I think including Paris Disney is.
I think it was $54 a person when
Okay.
we went. Well, but it's just definitely not as expensive here, right? I mean,
Definitely not. No.
a family of 4 could go for substantially less. I mean, it's affordable here for a special occasion.
And the food is reasonable. I loved going to Gardaland because they also have the safari, like separate from it, but they've got the safari park
Yeah, I mean, that whole area is like perfect for a family vacation.
and you're on the lake. So
Yeah.
it's perfect. Okay, the next one, which I think this might be Lisa's favorite, is Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen.
Which we talked a little bit about on our Copenhagen, Denmark episode, but we can dive in a little deeper now.
I love Tivoli. I haven't been there in a while. Oh, have we?
It's been like a year or two.
Did we do that big spinning ride?
Yes.
We did?
Yeah, the one that, we went on it a few times. Right by the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
But Tivoli is the oldest theme park in the world, and it is so cool, and they celebrate holidays with the best decorations, and it's a smaller park and a little bit more sort of classic, and like the gardens are all beautiful. There's music all the time. The holidays are celebrated in a big way. The rides are a little bit smaller, right?
A little bit. Yeah, the roller coaster's not like a big theme park, big roller coaster, but it's good. And the one you guys like was called Tic Tac.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
It's definitely more of like a theme park than like a roller coaster park, I would say, because it really heavily leaves into its themes and it's like enjoyment factor. They still have some good rides, but I wouldn't say like if you're like an adrenaline junkie, that's why you should go there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for the experience and like going to all these little shops and like all the little culture and eating all the food. But it's not like anything that blows your skirt away with roller coasters.
Yeah, it's the thrill rides are definitely not on par with some of the places we'll talk about in a minute.
Especially the next one.
But yeah, I mean it's definitely worth it. It's almost like if you guys know Southern California, it's almost like a smaller Knott's Berry Farm in a certain way because it feels very like family owned and like a little bit smaller rides, a little bit more conceptually themed instead of thrill.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to one that's going to be, at least you're going to be able to envision what it is. We're going to move on to Disneyland Paris, which we went for my birthday one year.
Which happened to be Halloween. So we went to a special event because they had a Halloween party. And so it was really cool because you could go in after a certain time and then they only sold a certain number of tickets. So the lines were not bad at all. And it was a little Halloween party.
Yeah, it was really cool. We got front row seats to Space Mountain, which was really nice.
The best, yeah. But they do have a lot of similar rides to the California Disneyland. I don't know if the same is true as Orlando, Dylan. Is that true?
I mean, yeah, they share some similarities, but there's also some really unique ones. I wouldn't say there's more in Paris Disneyland because, of course, this Orlando has a lot more, but there's still some really good ones there.
Yeah, it's much smaller than Orlando, but
And California.
and California. But it was fun. You guys really we all loved the roller coaster, the Aerosmith roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say it's gone.
It is?
Yes, they've replaced it with Avengers Assemble. So it's probably the exact same roller coaster, but instead of being Aerosmith music and like the lights, it's going to be more Avengers style.
Wait, they replaced the dark one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
My guess is it's the same roller coaster, though. It's just different theme now.
Right.
So do the Avengers Assemble if you go.
But you get all the you get all the fun of Disneyland there at Euro Disney. It's just a little smaller and yeah, probably it's about an hour outside of Paris too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you just kind of want to plan, maybe stay out there if you're going to do that so that you don't have to go back and forth. But definitely worth a visit.
Oh, definitely. I'd go back because it is only $50 a person. And it's easy. Okay, the next one, I think this is probably by far Dylan's favorite amusement park we've been to so far in Europe is Phantasialand in Germany. Dylan, you want to talk about this
I
one?
mean, if you want fast rides, this is where you go. I think they have a little bit of everything. I think this might be the perfect theme park, in my opinion.
It is a great theme park. And not the best part, but the best part, I think, probably for Lisa, is the dogs are allowed to go.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
yeah, Rex was sitting out waiting for us at every ride.
Yeah, it's perfect because since I don't ride roller coasters anymore, I got to stay with him. And since Lisa doesn't like the fun housey type rides or scary so much, she's got to be with him during those. And the food there was so good.
Yeah.
Currywurst.
We had currywurst, yeah.
It was good.
So Dylan, tell us what you love about Phantasialand.
So I'm going to start off by talking about the different themed areas, which I think is really cool. Every area has a completely different theme. It's really cool. It's really unique. I like the way they do it. But going into it, I think the rides have the craziest variety. Some of the best variety, too. I mean, there's these insanely fast rides like Tarot. This double accelerator ride, I think, is the fastest in the world for double accelerators. It's crazy. It stops in the middle, and then it goes 2 times as fast. It's great. And the lines for them aren't bad.
And we were there in September because we went for Dylan's birthday. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's ever going to be that busy. Maybe certain times, but when we went, it wasn't that bad. Again, on adrenaline rides, they have stuff like Fly, which you fly forward with your stomach hanging towards the floor. It's really cool. Lisa really likes that.
I love that ride. That's my favorite because it legitimately feels like you're flying because you're going right over people walking beneath you in the park. It's so cool.
Yeah. And what else is there? Oh yeah, there's a lot of different variety, which I think is cool.
They had good fun houses there.
They had some really good fun houses, proper carnival feeling ones.
Yeah.
And also they had this weird VR ride.
Oh, they did have a VR ride.
Yeah, which was cool because it wasn't that fast paced, but it was also a very cool experience because it was the first time I've ever rode something.
Yeah.
Because it's not you sit in a room with VR and it just simulates it. It's actually riding a roller coaster while having a VR headset on.
Yeah, that was weird and fun.
Yeah. They had a bunch of good stuff there. Did we see any of the shows?
We did not.
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of shows. A lot of good stuff for kids as well. There's this whole obstacle course area.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
Was it above water?
It was above water.
Yeah, so maybe don't do that in winter, but in summer, yeah, it's great.
What I like about the amusement park is they have several themed hotels, right? As part of the park. One's a big steampunk hotel.
Yes, steampunk.
And we went to was it the African themed hotel we went to and had our meal?
I thought it was the Chinese one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual theme of the restaurant was, the hotel, but the restaurant had a table of every country's kind of food.
Yeah, it was 5 different countries' foods with a buffet kind of thing. It was cool. It was good. Dylan's birthday. It was good. It was a little on the pricey side, the dinner. But it was all you can eat, and there was a lot to choose from.
So, and the buffet was quality food. It felt like it wasn't just filler food. There was actual real quality. They had sushi in the Japanese section that had real fish. And, there was quite a bit of variety and all interesting and kind of fun to pretend to jump from country to country as you're progressing in your meal.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anyways, I cannot recommend this park enough. If you want to go to any theme park in Europe, you got to go here.
And there are a few. We actually stayed at an Airbnb nearby. So if you can't get into the hotel, there is one that allows dogs, I should say. But if you can't stay on the actual property, there are options outside in Airbnbs and other hotels that are close by.
And it's about a 30-minute drive from Cologne, so there's plenty of places to stay in Cologne. And if you're there for Christmas markets, I'm sure that the park is decorated amazing at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last amusement park that we've been to in Europe so far is Port Aventura in Spain. Woo woo. Which again, we went for Dylan's birthday.
And it's close to Barcelona. We flew into Barcelona and then drove, half an hour, 45 minutes to the park?
Yes.
And we stayed in a hotel on the property.
Correct.
Which I don't know that I would recommend.
If you're a family with young children, maybe, because they have great activities for them. Dylan was a little older.
Yeah.
And the hotel, yeah, I would have stayed somewhere else, I think.
The room wasn't fantastic, but it certainly served its purpose. And to be able to walk to the parks was nice.
Yeah, it was a little dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, but Dylan, you want to talk about the rides? Because they have some good rides there, too.
Do have some good rides. I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of rides, but the rides they did have was really good. I would say there was only around 5 main rides you should look out for.
Roller coasters.
Roller coasters, I mean, if you're going to go here, you got to go to Shambaya. It's this humongous roller coaster that goes straight up and straight down a lot of times. It's like this big track. It's crazy and it's really fast and thrilling. I love that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
They have great water rides there.
Well, and then there's a water park connected too. Yeah.
And then right across from there is Ferrari Land, which has Dylan's favorite ride, which do you want to?
Yeah, it's got to be the Red Force. The one that goes straight up, straight down. Sounds a little boring, but it's fast.
It is not boring. I will say that. There's no way.
Fastest in Europe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not the world. The world goes to Ferrari Land in Dubai.
Correct.
But fastest in Europe is still a pretty big achievement.
That's shocking. I did not ride this one.
And it's the first time I've ever been on a roller coaster and people are clapping at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was literally the greatest thing is that we got to the bottom and we were all kind of like, oh my gosh, and like great. And everyone just started cheering and clapping like we had made some like miraculous accomplishment.
I mean, I was on the ground and it looks really scary, so I can't even imagine.
Because then you also, at the very top, you hang for a few seconds. So you look down this humongous view and like you could see the parking lot. You can see the whole area around it, and you're like, wow. And straight down.
And you are incredibly high.
Yeah, it's high. High.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really liked that park. That was the first one we went to, right? Wasn't that the first park we went to in Europe?
Oh, it was, yeah.
I thought we went to Gardaland first.
No, I think it was here because were we in Florence when we went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely the first one we've been to.
Yeah. So it was it's a really good park. And like I said, with the Ferrari Land, with the water park, there's, you could easily spend 2 or 3 days there.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. They have the Ferrari simulators too in Ferrari Land. Yeah, it's good. And it's also, since it is close to Barcelona and in Spain, it's close to beaches. It's a great destination.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so those are all the ones we've been to. Are there any that we want to still try to see?
Europa Park, right?
We've been trying to go there for years.
Years and years. Maybe this summer, though.
Why haven't we been able to?
Well, we were going to go last summer, but we had a bad experience at the hotel, so we just ditched it and went to Switzerland. And then a lot of times it's sold out or really... The only other times we're near it is around Christmas time, and it's always sold out.
Yeah. But we are driving down to southern Italy.
He won't be with us, so we'll have to maybe come on the way home.
Driving back, maybe.
Isn't it quite expensive, Europa Park?
It's about the same, probably maybe $50 or $60 a person.
Yeah.
But it's huge. And they've got a huge, huge water park because our friends in Torino used to go quite a bit. And so they'd go in the winter, and that water park is indoors and it's huge.
Yeah, we have to hit there at some point soon.
There's one in Sweden that people talk about called Leesburg. If we ever get to Sweden, we should go there.
Yeah, it's definitely on the to-do list to get to Sweden soon.
And then I've heard about Wallaby in Belgium. Have you guys heard about Wallaby in
Never heard of it.
Never.
Well, I know it because they're supposed to have like an incredibly good, like almost Halloween horror nights at Universal there. They're supposed to be really good with Halloween. And they have a lot of roller coasters.
Nice.
And then there's one other one that I want to try to get to for Dylan called Alton Towers in the UK.
I've heard of that one for sure.
Yeah. It's supposed to be haunted.
Maybe Rex and I will stay home for that one.
That's one where that one ride crashed, right?
Oh.
That's cheery.
Maybe I should take it off our list. Well, Lisa and I did go to one other amusement park.
Oh, that one that was
In
closed?
Copenhagen.
That was
It was
so creepy.
Creepy and haunted.
Which one?
When we went to the deer park, you came out and you went through this. I don't even think it was an abandoned. I just think.
No, it was open at night.
Yeah.
It was just creepy
it was
as could be.
Weird. They like clowns at this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that is our recap of European theme parks. I think you won't be disappointed if you go to any of them.
And you also won't be poor.
You definitely won't be poor, and you'll pretty much be well fed.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well, let us know if you have any places that you want to hear about, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a review.
And check out our website, www.thegetawayswithaz.com.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.